I was demoing EmpowerKit with a franchise brand today, and they're a little bit more on the cutting edge of really tracking what's happening with their websites, their web development, and so forth. And an interesting numbers, they're like 250 plus units, and what they found is they have 88 rogue sites. So over a third of their sites are rogue sites, meaning you've got 88 franchisees that have gone out and either built their own site with a separate URL, have hired a web development company to build a site for them. No brand continuity. The logos are completely different. The messaging is different, and if a franchisor wants to pay attention to what their messaging and brand is, that's a pretty scary proposition going on in the marketplace, and it's a lot more common right now than people know. I challenge any franchisor to Google their own company and realize that whatever their name is .com, there's going to be all kinds of other stuff coming up. They've got franchisees who are seeking an answer like EmpowerKit, and they're going out on their own and doing it. The reality of the marketplace, the reality of franchising in general and as a whole, is that these franchisees are seeking an answer in terms of their web development, their social media answer, and they're not getting it. The other negatives that happen with this is, it hurts SEO overall. There's no contribution to the corporate site, or there's no continuity for the SEO if they're attempting to do it. You've got rogue sites that have nothing to do with the corporate URL. There's no ability for to build analytics to find out what's really happening with your company. So at the end of the day, it's kind of a train wreck out there.
You'll probably be hearing this a lot in the videos we're doing, is the concept of the importance of a brand to the franchisor. This is what the franchisees, this is what they buy into, this is why they want to purchase your brand. But your individual franchisees, they might want to market themselves differently based on the local areas that they're serving. That's how we really built EmpowerKit to be a very flexible and robust system, to let these franchisees have the ability to express themselves, have the ability to get creative with their websites. When we first talked to a franchisor, we really helped them to define their site style. While they want their franchisees to be creative and to create this content, they really want to have, they want to be reassured that their franchisees aren't completely going rogue and making crazy sites with hot pinks or bright yellows. They want to have at least some kind of continuity to their site style. We help them define the colors they want to use for the site, the types of typography they want to use, and how much control they give each franchisee over the use of graphics on the site. And we really work with the franchisor to determine if they really want to open this up and enable their franchisees to get really creative with their sites, or really help them lock it down and really determine the types of restraints they want to put on their franchisees when it comes to the flexibility they have with these sites. And the one thing which is very important to remember about this is that whenever we really set these restraints for the franchisees, whether they're very open and expressive or tightly controlled for the brand, once they're set, the franchisee, when they're dragging and dropping apps or changing the colors on the site or updating their style, they can never break that brand consistency which we set with the franchisor from the get-go.
Every franchise is different in terms of how much control they wish to exert over their franchisees. And we offer a great deal of flexibility for that with EmpowerKit. That starts with the apps. The franchisor looks at all the apps that are available, and then we can also create customized apps that are relevant just to their franchise. So they get to control which types of content their franchisees are going to be able to publish to the sites in the first place right out of the gate. Beyond that, we can set very specific publishing controls to the franchisor so they can, again, have it as tight or as loose as they want in terms of their level of control. For example, if they want to know, they want to approve a new video before it goes live on a franchisee's site, they can get an email notification and have to approve that before it goes up. It can be optional per app, or it can be across the board for the entire site if the franchisor so desires, and that's the level of control that they want to exert, and they have compliance regulations that they have to put in place. So again, it really varies depending on the franchise and how much resources they want to put towards content monitoring. But with EmpowerKit, it allows that flexibility, so they can either open it up, set the guidelines for their franchisees, and then monitor it on a more hands-off basis, or they can really tighten it down and monitor every piece of content that goes up, which is a really big benefit, I think, for the franchisor.